Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeoutexplosion.com. I'd like to give you some tips on buying brand name clothing from wholesalers in New York. So first of all, these tips can be applied pretty much anywhere, but since I am a wholesaler in New York, that's where my focus is. So now, the first thing I'd like to advise you is whenever you buy wholesale clothing, you want to make sure that it is authentic. There's a lot of clothing out there which is legitimate, and unfortunately there's clothing that is not that are legitimate, so you need to make sure that what you're buying is legitimate. Find out the source and ask straight out, what is this clothing? Is it overstock? Is it shelf pulls? Is it store returns? Is it coming directly from the brand, or is it coming from a factory that made clothing for the brand? You want to know what the source of that clothing is so you can determine if it is legitimate. Once you know that the clothing is legitimate, then before you commit to making a purchase, do the research and find out that you're getting the clothing at a fair price. What I mean by that is if you're buying the latest wholesale brand name clothing, then of course you're going to pay either the full wholesale price or close to the full wholesale price. But if you're buying clothing from a previous season, then you're entitled to buy that clothing at a lower wholesale price. And especially if you're buying a closeout, which let's say consists of brand name clothing, but from a color or a style that's slightly out of favor, then because it's going to be harder for you to sell it, you're going to want to even at a lower wholesale price. Now, you still want to focus on brand name clothing, even if the style or the color is slightly off, because there are many customers who love brand name clothing and will be willing to buy that clothing, even if it's not the latest style or the most exciting style or the nicest, most attractive color. But if it is really beautiful brand name clothing, and if it is brand name clothing by a brand which is really exciting, even if it is not as attractive as other clothing that brand has put out, there's going to be a very big demand for it. Alright, if you have any questions, let me know. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Have a great day.